Hello everyone, Peppe Merolla here. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Let me hear. It works. It works. You guys can hear me well. So anyway, today, free drum lesson. For those out there that don't know who I am, I'm a professional drummer, born in Italy, Naples, Italy, and moved here in the United States after a long career as a musician, professional musician, and studio musician in Italy. Since 1996, I've been living here in the United States. Exactly, been around for different cities in United States. First was San Francisco, then New York City for a long time. Now living in the beautiful West Coast, Las Vegas exactly, Nevada. Today I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys some very important tips for drummers. Flams. We're gonna be talking about flams, and if you guys have any question, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer your question. First of all, I don't know if you guys, for those who know me, who knows who I am, because I've been posting videos on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube about drum technique. So you guys know exactly that this, what I do it with passion, and it took me a long time to develop a great drum technique. Um, so here it is. Let's talk about flams. We all know single flams, right? So here it is. Single flams is just like a single stroke roll. Okay? But then we play a note before each hand plays. So if I'm leading with the right hand, okay, I'm gonna just explain it from the very beginning and then we're gonna go to the advanced, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and explain the whole thing from the very beginning. It's very important to have a grip, grip. If you guys play traditional grip, it's very important to know how to hold the sticks, um, knowing how the fingers supposed to be playing, moving, the right motion, and so on and so forth. If for any question, please inbox me. I'll be more than happy to um, help you if I can. Also, as you guys know, I also give online lessons, so you can visit my website at www.peppemerolla.com and you can visit online drum lessons and you can contact me through my website. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you can email me at peporijazz@yahoo.com. Links are in the subscriptions here. So please, by the way, I forgot. Let's start it with your help. Subscribe if you like this video. And share it if you like what you see and what you hear. To help other drummers to get better, subscribe and share. Flam accent. Like I was saying, if you're leading with the right hand, okay, we're gonna play a note with the left hand, which is right before the downbeat. and then with the left hand. So if you're leading with the left hand, the flam, we play a note with the right hand before the downbeat. That's a good way to start. And remember to be patient. Nothing happens overnight. Then you can alternate. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. This is the single flam. Now how to develop it? Here it is. I'm going to start with a group of quarter note, 8 note, 16 notes. Or first, to start with, quarter note, 8 note, 16 note. See, you can hear the pulse with the bass drum playing quarter note, okay? You can also add the hi-hat if you get bored. Then, once you get in command of this sequence of exercise and subdivisions, you can also add some triplets. So quarter note, 8 notes, 8 note triplets, 16th. Hold on, I see something here. Hold on, let me read this. Okay. Now, still using single flams. I will keep the 16 note to develop endurance and apply the dynamic. It's very important to apply dynamic. Drums supposed to be played just like piano, trumpet, any instrument. In music, there is dynamic, and that goes for a drummer as well. I see a lot of drummers nowadays playing so loud. But then, you know, to me, it makes no sense to just play loud and play, you know, without using the proper technique. But anyway, so remember to apply the dynamic. 16 notes, ostinato, as long as you can. using single flams. Then we're going to move on to a flam accent. Flam accent are just like triplets. And again, if you play triplets using single stroke roll, you play a flam right at the beginning. Again, if you're leading with the right hand, you start the triplets with the right hand. 1 E and 2 E and 2 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. So before you go to 1, you go left 1, left 1. Fla, flam. That's where the word flam came from the sound. Fla, flam. Okay, so triplets. I will keep those 8 notes, triplets, flam accent, applying the dynamic very quiet. And play with all dynamic range. To achieve certain things and to achieve a nice command, snare drum technique command, is about spending a lot of time. A lot of people, they ask me, how do you develop your snare drum technique? Now, besides the fact, when they say snare drum technique, it's because that's what I do right now. But again, the reason and the purpose of develop a nice snare drum technique to me is because everything starts from the snare drum. If you have a proper snare drum technique and you are in command of this instrument, then you can orchestrate those flams around the kit. You can orchestrate them around the kit. So now there is only, and trust me what I say, there is only one way to do it really, is first of all, spending a lot of time on the snare drum, getting an understanding of really how to develop a nice snare drum technique. And I'm not just talking about, flam accent at this point, in this case, right now. I'm talking about all the rudiments, finger control, wrist control, push and pull, Moller technique. And as you guys know, and for those who don't know, I've been very good friend with Joe Morello for a long time. We were really good friends. And I studied in Italy with 2 great teachers. But and when I met Joe Morello the very first time, for me it was like meeting one of my heroes, as everybody else will feel. I felt like, wow, I'm meeting John Morello. And the great satisfaction was that I was living in California at the time when I went to Irvington, New Jersey to meet him 26 years ago. I had no money in the bank. I gotta tell you the story. I had no money in the bank at all. I somehow, the last money that I had, I spent $500 for the airplane ticket. I booked a motel, not a hotel, motel close to Irvington, New Jersey, just to meet him and take lesson with him. you know. And when I met him, he uh, he paid me the best compliment ever. And I got to thank to my teachers, in Italy, because they really taught me the right way of practicing, and the concept of how to develop a good, snare drum technique, which is be patient, practice with the right teacher, develop your nice finger control, wrist control, and the hop and downstroke, which is all coordinated, you know, in a drumming. It's always there, even when you play a groove. See that motion, it's always in there, But we'll talk about this later, another time. I just want to talk about those right now, about flams and what I do to develop a nice flam. Okay, so I might give a little tip for beginners at the end of this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Contact me if you need help. I also teach online. Check out my website at www.peppemerolla.com if you're serious about drumming. If you are serious about drumming, I invested all my life, with my heart and passion about this. Really, truly. So be patient. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's all about be patient, love what you do. Nobody's chasing you. Practice and think about, what you're doing right now and where you're going to be in the next few months or so. It takes time. It takes time, really. Nothing happens overnight, in other words. So, here it is. What I would like to do also, besides the phlegm accent, which I explained it before, what it is. It's like pick a nice tempo, comfortable tempo. Even this is okay, slower. And mix phlegm accent with single flams. This might be too fast for some of you guys out there, so slow it down. I'm going to do it very slow. See the hop and down stroke? See, the slower you play, you can see the hop and down stroke better. The slower you play, you can see, you can visualize this motion. And then mix it with single flams. So as you can see, when I switched single flams, what happened? The motion got smaller. So the faster we play, this motion of the hop and down stroke gets smaller and smaller. It's always there. See? I know for some of you this is boring, but try it. Try it, because that is the only way for you to play flams like this. Or this. That's the only way. There is no way in the world, and that's the beauty about music. You can't lie. There's no way in the world you can play it this fast if you do not have a proper technique, the right motions. There's no way. So there's no way. So no way or take the freeway. Which the freeway doesn't really help anyway. Because there's no lies in music. You can't lie. Nowadays, I know there is a lot of videos on the web and on the media, social medias, of people playing all those chops, single stroke roll, whatever it is. There is only one video. There's a lot of videos of instructional videos. A lot of, I don't want to mention any names, but anyway, great videos, by the way. But you know, the important thing is not just watching that video and try to copy it. You know, you cannot build a 64 skyscraper building without having a strong foundation. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, eventually everything is going to just collapse. That's the truth. You know, there's two things you can get from me: the truth and the music. The music is about truth, pure heart. And face it, love it, play it with passion, and practice with passion. And it's fun. Once you really start dig into it and you start practicing, you're gonna fall in love with the instrument. A lot of people, they say, well, technique is not that, you know, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's about the music. I am a musician. If you know me, you know that I play trumpet, play piano, I'm an arranger. But one thing I realized, that, you know, when it comes down to play music, the only way to express yourself musically, and if it's if you know your instrument inside out. You can't just, like, you know, mess with it. You know, there's no way in the world, guys. I mean, one thing is for sure. You need to know your craft. So, mixing Flam accent and single flams. You can go 4 bars each or 8. I just go with the flow now, since I've been doing this for a very long time. I will go and start nice and relaxed using dynamics, very quiet, piano. See what I just did right now? That's 9-stroke roll. But what was I doing? I was applying the rebound stroke control. What is rebound stroke control? Well, that's a complete different story. It's another thing. It's how to control, see the sticks when you play it. It bounces back automatically, okay? Okay? So now you need to control those rebounds every time the stick bounces back. 2 notes, double stroke roll. See, and the same thing with the left hand. I was playing right now, I was applying the Mahler technique, okay, which Mahler technique by Mr. Mahler has been around for a very, very long time. He started with triplets. And I said, okay, if I can do triplets, I can also do four notes, quadruplets. That's another story. There's another way, that's a completely different thing. It's a completely different animal. It's different technique, and we need a certain foundation in order to develop this technique. Let's go back. If you're interested in this, please inbox me, contact me. I know I can help you. I know I can bring your drumming to a next level. That's one thing I know, and I'm very good at doing that. Why? A lot of people, they don't realize how important it is nowadays to pick a great teacher. The teacher is not just the guy who's going to show you the book and say, okay, you play the wrong note here. That's like, mm-mm. A really good teacher is the person who's going to teach you how to practice and how this instrument function. That's a real good teacher. That's very important. That's a huge difference. Everybody can learn how to read music and go through the books. But the thing is, how many people really got an understanding of the instrument and see how this instrument works, functions, how to study the natural rebounds of the stick. If I want 5-stroke roll, which is this, we all know. If I want 7-stroke roll, you got to be able to control those rebounds. And that's not easy. Now if you do not play correctly, really, this will you'll never see the light of this, So anyway, and some people, by the way, they say, well, when am I going to use this when I play music? Yes, you can, even if you play a groove, and I show it to you. A lot of people that say, well, you're doing it on the pad, okay, which I love those pads, by the way. Prologic, love it. But, on the pad is a lot easier. That's what they say. A lot of people think. And in a way, it's kind of true. It depends who's playing, who's studying. Like me, it will take me a second to get used to the different rebounds because I understand how the rebounds works, okay? So, for example, like I said, if I want a 5-stroke roll, I can apply that to a groove, and I'm going to show it to you. Watch. I'll just give you a little example. Sorry, it was too loud because my mics, they were set up for the pads. But I hope you guys were able to hear it, what I'm talking about. See, it's about knowing the rebounds. So let's go back to flams. I will combine the flam accent and single flams. And also very quiet, like I said, don't forget dynamic. Then so on and so forth. And the more you do it, the better you feel. Make sure that you guys are relaxed. If you feel like, your nerves, your muscles are pulling, take a step back. Do it slower. So it takes time, guys. Just be creative. See, another thing, very important, be creative. A lot of people, they just like see it in only one way. Okay, I gotta play this, and that's it. Or this. Mix it up. Be creative. Subdivide, subdivision. Also, take solfege class if you can. Why? Because in solfege class, sight reading, it's very important for us musicians to learn how to subdivide. Like, for example, if I'm playing 16 notes, okay, I'm going to do it very slow. I'm already, right now, in my mind, I'm already subdividing Flam accent, same tempo. And then I can subdivide and think of flam, single flams. So you'll be able to hear things in your brain, all those subdivisions, and be able to figure that out on the instrument. I don't know if I make sense, but anyway, but of course, there's also a lot of people out there that think they know already that kind of stuff. But the thing is, knowing already this kind of stuff is one thing, and then do it, it's a different thing. And if you cannot do it, then you got to go back. You got to go back, learn how to, move your hands properly, correctly, your finger control, wrist, upstroke, downstroke, all that kind of stuff. Work on the rudiments. I have a lot of students. They come to my place, and I'm talking about students who go to university, famous ones for music degree, just, to get their bachelor or master's degree in jazz performances, drums. And also students who came or who already graduate from those very famous schools, but technically speaking, they had some problems, and I was very happy to help them. Of course, that's another thing that sometimes I ask myself, and I'm sorry I have to open parentheses for a second and close it. Universities. I've met a lot of students at the universities, different universities everywhere in the States, except for the real good ones, which I know, Jola Barbara is teaching there, and he knows his stuff, and, Peter Eskin, and, other people. But nowadays, I got to tell you, for some reason, you go to school, you graduate, you got your master's degree, and not only you're not ready to play music, because, unfortunately, they don't have in their programs, most of those schools, the learning of your instrument. Teachers, they don't really show you that kind of stuff. Mahler, push and pull, how to develop, dynamics, repertoire. See, I know a lot of people who graduate from universities and they got their master in jazz performances. They don't know songs. They don't know repertoire. They don't have a repertoire. They I don't know. So anyway, that's a long story. I'm going to close this parenthesis. And of course, I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feeling, but that's the truth. You take it or leave it. And I know exactly, I did some, you know, besides the fact that I got a lot of students from Berkeley School of Music, Manhattan School of Music, and, that they contact me to improve their technique. And I realized from 1 to 10, they know 4, 3, 3.5. They don't even know how to play the proper rudiments, all of them, or how to, the most important rudiments, double stroke roll, single stroke roll, paradiddle. They do it, but, they know what it is. But I'm surprised their teachers does not tell them, look, this is playing the paradiddle. So you don't need to just know the sticking, which is right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Now, the question is, how can I play paradiddle like this without making any efforts? And a tempo, using dynamics. See, if those teachers will teach those students how to achieve this technique, then, then those students will be ready to go to a jam session, learning some new few songs to start with, doing the transcribing because they will know solfege, they know the technique. So you got to be able to transcribe and hear, when somebody's playing. You got to be able to recognize what's going on. So, okay, he's doing this. And how to get to that point? By having strong foundations. Concentrate on your instrument, just the technical part of your instrument, how to develop a great feet, hands technique, independence, in order to really get an understanding of what's happening. A lot of people, they're still trying to figure out, some very easy drum solos. They try to get the sticking out of that. And that shows me that not many people really knows what's happening. And this is just like, amen, that's the truth. I cannot lie to you. I am a teacher full-time. I'm a full-time musician. I've been playing with a lot of people, jazz music. I started with the fusion when I was younger, pop music. I played everything. I started with weddings, Then from that, I was on tour with pop singers in Italy, some of the best, not the best, but very famous. See, that's another thing. The best. That's another thing that I don't like to say. The best. We are all the best. I learn from my students as well. They're not better than me technically, but, I learn how to teach certain people because we are not all the same. Me as a teacher, it's very challenging, and I love it because I'm learning every day when I teach my students. I learn how to teach and how to approach each and every one of them because we are not the same. Try to figure out a different way to explain certain things. So I'm learning. It makes me a better teacher as well. I see everything in the positive way when it comes down to music and the truth. This is a serious stuff here. Serious thing. Music is not a game. Music, it is fun to play when you play it right. A lot of people say, I just play if that's fine. Have fun. But if you want to get serious and you want to play in a certain way, you can have even more fun if you learn this instrument inside out. So let's move on. Enough of talking. Like I said, mix it, flam accent, single flams. Okay, then relax, flam paradiddle. What is flam paradiddle? Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So if you're leading with the right hand, right, again, same thing. You play a note prior to the downbeat, before the downbeat. And remember this phrase, fla. It's not like fla, fla, fla. It's like fla, fla. It depends what tempo you're playing. If I'm playing a very fast flam paradiddle, I'm not thinking of fla. I go like, no. It doesn't work in that way. You turn it up. You close that flam, get closer, get tighter, tight. In order to, what tempo am I playing that flam paradiddle, for example? Fla, fla, fla. Now, if I play faster, it common sense, right? It comes naturally. Or you can go. That was too fast. Anyway, then we work on flam paradiddles using the dynamic. Be creative. Free your mind. The only thing you want to think about is playing. Enjoy what you're doing. Feel the warmness in your arms, your muscles, and the rhythm. Be creative. Like, for example, right now I was adding the 2-3 clavet, okay? It just came naturally. So keep that going. I think it was a great idea. Why? Because first of all, I'm working on my independence, keeping quarter note with the bass drum. 2-3 clavet with the left foot. Playing paradiddle on the snare. Playing flam paradiddle on the snare, by the way. You can also execute pages like Joe Morello. Speaking of Joe, rest in peace. You can also play page 73 from Master Studies Joe Morello, which it goes like this. And by the way, I'm writing a book, still writing it. It's been a very long time, but it's coming along pretty good. And I showed that to Joe before he left us. We spent a lot of time on it. He loved it. But I shouldn't say it because he's not here to say it. So forget about what I just said. I took 2 pages from Master Studies by Joe Morello, from Joe Morello's book. And I created 75, 80, I think 80, I don't know, maybe more than that, variation on those 2 pages, getting involved hands and feet. So check that one out. Keep an eye on my website when the book is going to be out. I think 2024 is the year. We're really working hard on making this happening, you know. Anyway, that would be the only book I will write because it took me all my life to write this book. It will be the only one that I'm going to write. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe. Who knows? But, you know, for sure, if this will be the only book I write, I'll be very proud of it, me personally, because there's a lot involved in that book. A lot of ideas, a lot of days and years, months and years of my life. You know, really find a way to develop and help other drummers, but especially myself, you know, to improve my drum technique. So anyway, yeah, just be creative. For example, page 73 by John Morello, like I was saying, it goes like this. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the first variation. As a rhythm will be left hand ostinato, the way Joe wrote it. And same thing with the right hand. You do the whole page, and then you do the whole page with the right hand. And the reason for this, because see this motion right here? Playing an accent on every beat? That's the motion for the Mahler technique. See? And John Morello was famous for those triplets using Mahler. Okay? So anyway, first variation, I was also, you know, writing an independence way exercise, independent exercise to develop a nice independence between right hand, left hand, right foot, left foot. The basic one, the very first variation, goes like this. So as a rhythm, playing quarter notes with the bass drum, and then and so on and so forth. And then I also did it with applying the Mahler technique with the Merolla snap using triplets. Like if you have a left snare drum, you can play the melody with the left hand, which is. And then an ostinato playing triplets using the Mahler with the Merolla snap at the end, which is the snap. Okay, so melody, left hand. And then you can have fun. And so on and so forth. You can play that with the 2-3 clave, or you can play that with an 8 notes. You know, there's so many ways to do it. See, in this case, I was playing the melody with the bass drum. Swing feel on the cymbal, triplets using Moller technique, so and then of course you can add the hi-hat on 24. And the bass drum plays the melody. Okay? And so on and so forth. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful for some of you guys that, you know, are interested in learning and play better flams. And I added some more stuff, as you guys saw it, about different techniques like push and pull, Moller. And I do, again, if you're watching right now, I do teach online. Yes, I am based in Las Vegas. So if you live in Las Vegas, contact me. You can come to my drum cave in person, or if you like online lessons, inbox me. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which is the new thing, I guess. I mean, not the new thing, because a lot of people are doing it. I'm not really that good, but, you know, I had to learn all those apps, you know, TikTok, Instagram, which I love it. You know, I love to keep in touch with my friends and fans. But, you know, I don't really want to say fans, because I'm not like, you know, that superstar guy. But, you know, my fans are my friends. So contact me if you have questions. Contact me if you need help. I'll be more than happy to help you. And hey, what can I say? Keep drumming. Peppe Merolla here. Check out my website at www.peppemerolla.com. There's a bunch of stuff in there, a lot of information, a lot of videos, a lot of merchandise, CDs, records, bio, online lessons, information, but I will suggest to contact me privately. If anything is not really that clear, I'll be more than happy to help you. Much love to you all. Peace, and keep drumming. Peppe Merolla. Bye.